We're in Central Arkansas. I thought I'd do a quick video to answer some questions about my microgreen kits that you can see in my 100 videos or so I've recorded, my book, and some questions on the screens and antifungal as well. So kits, screens, and fungal, antifungal. So the first thing is the kits right now, I'm going to sit in this chair real quick. The kits right now are not being made. And the reason why is because it was really consuming for me to do. I may pick it up later, but right now I'm super focused on my seedless tomato work and making advances in that. And we have an RV trip coming up as well, so I've had to postpone that a little further than I anticipated. So also in that vein, I've postponed putting out the 3rd edition of my Microgreens book that has the 5th edition of the IHG assembly, or the latest thing that I made from the kits. So that's also on hold until a little bit later. I hope to pick that up later in the year, but for now I'm sorry. I know a lot of you are asking if I'm still making the kits and if I'm still selling the screens and the antifungal, so this video helps with that. So the screens and antifungal, yes, I'm still doing that. I could get that out pretty quick. So I've got 2 different size screens. They're made of food grade polypropylene. I've got a medium here that's for all microgreens except really large microgreens like sunflowers and peas, and anything that is over smaller seed size. I've also got the smaller screen, which is for really tiny seed like shiso and amaranth, and very tiny seed like that, lettuce too. So anything that falls through this will take care of. Everything I've ever grown, the small is small enough. And most of the time people use the medium screen. Now if you ask about the screens, I'll send you an email. If you send me an email and ask about if I'm selling them or what the specs are and stuff like that, I've got a canned email order form that basically allows you to order. It gives you more details on the screen hole size and different information like that. Now, I've been doing this for quite a few years now. I was the first one to do hydro. In fact, I don't even know if anybody else is doing hydro. I don't even pay attention anymore. But what I've found over the years was I started with paper towels. I never ever wanted to grow a medium. Just never wanted to grow a medium because I was a hydro guy. So I started with paper towels, and then from paper towels I went to window screen. And then after a couple comments about is it safe, even though they were supposedly Green Guard protected poly, vinyl coated poly string, I can't remember, but anyway, they were supposedly safe more or less for babies and dogs to brush up against and stuff like that. But I didn't feel that that was good enough, so I started looking for other alternatives. And I went with stainless steel. There's a few things about stainless steel that I didn't like. One is it didn't roll down flat. 2, there was comments about the leaching of the metals, especially if you're growing with nutrient that has a chemical, a higher acidity rate, and the leaching of that being in constant wet with those chemicals. So that was a little bit of a concern with me. Not with these, because these are essentially the same thing, poly food grade, as a dehydrator screen from the company, the people I buy this from. And so I was okay with that. But the biggest problem I had with stainless steel screen was, besides it wouldn't lay flat, was it's hard to get in the 2 different sizes, but the biggest player is how much it tore me up when I went to harvest with it. It wouldn't bend over, it wasn't as flexible, and it just tore me flat up. So a lot of people may be interested in a stainless steel screen because of the durability factor, but the cons just outweighed it for me personally, so that's why I went with this. And after I started doing this, it was a no-brainer. Now, one of the questions I get about the screens is how durable is it for one-time use? Is it for something that you know, just lasts a short while and disintegrates? And I have still got screens when I first started doing this years ago, and it stays good. None of the hydro breaks it down. You can't. It's more durable than you can imagine. Now you can grab either side of it and stretch it apart, but the strands they're not weaved strands. They're I guess you call it one piece. So the strands don't pull apart. But you can stretch it if you're overly aggressive with it, and it is easy to cut with scissors. So most of the time when I harvest, you'll see me cutting above the tray, like this tray here, and then once I cut above the tray, I just take and clean it. Now cleaning, people ask, how do I clean? Well, I've got a video on that, and I've got tons of videos on how I clean it, and I'll just add an excerpt from one of those videos. But essentially all you do is you take the top of your fingertips, not your nails, but the top of your fingertips, and you scrape it across this screen, and it just pulls it right up on the stem sides. And once you do the stem side, if there's anything over, you just flip it over and the root side comes right off. It's a piece of cake to clean. I mean, really easy to clean. I've also put them in the dishwasher, so I know they're dishwasher safe if someone wants to go that route. But cleaning them is just really, really easy. The turnaround from cleaning is clean them the same day. Some people I've seen with screens, they leave them outside, let the plant dry, and then it's easy to flake off or whatever. But this is just so easy to clean, it's not worth doing that. You can clean it in as little as a minute or two. Okay, so these screens, most of the time people want the 1-inch tray, as you can see here, and these are cut to fit perfectly in the 1-inch tray. Now IHG is a little bit different. A lot of people that get these screens aren't growing IHG, they're growing directly in the tray. So these are cut for the 1-inch tray. Now I do have, and what you're seeing here, what these screens are on, is my platform for cutting in the 2.5-inch deeper trays, and that's real easy to do, and all you have to do is just ask about those screens. It's the same price, I believe right now. If it changes, I'll add it to the video, but right now the medium screen $7, and the small screen, it's more material, it costs more, is $8 per piece. Now like I said, these things they last a really long time, and they don't deteriorate. Maybe if you left them out in the sun for a very long time, I don't know who would do that. But anyway, the next subject that people ask a lot about is the antifungal. Now I've got antifungal here that I ship. These are the labels that I've had made specially for these bottles. The 16-ounce bottle here, it's a sprayer, and you can adjust the nozzle here to spray a fine spray or stream, you know, just like any spray bottle. So I peel the stickers off. They're really high quality stickers. I put them on here. It's a dark bottle, which will prevent algae buildup. But honestly, I've had clear bottles with the antifungal in it for a very long time, and the properties of the antifungal solution does not allow algae to build up in the bottle, even when it's clear. But we went with brown bottles anyway, and that should help. Now the antifungal, another question I get is, how long does antifungal last? Well, I don't know. A really long time is the true answer to that. I've used it after a year of in storage. The material I don't see, which is potassium, I'm drawing a blank. It is oregano oil, high quality oregano oil, which is in the mint family. It's got the best antifungal properties of all the mint family. Oregano oil, high quality. Potassium silicate, which is an emulsifier, And plants also use potassium, so it actually boosts the plant when you use it. And potassium bicarbonate, which is what is used in making wine and beer. And it's also used as a super antifungal, which is a step above baking soda, which is something you'll see in a lot of gardening channels. Now I've got the recipe for this. I'll put a link to that video, and it shows how to make this yourself, or you can buy it from me, and I can give it I prepare it in a 16-ounce bottle. Now the material will be in liquid form. All of it will be here, but there'll only be this much water added to it so that I can ship it less expensively instead of a full bottle, which weighs a good bit more. So all you have to do when you get the bottle, if you purchase, is just add warm water to the very top and shake it, and it's good to go. It's ready to go right off the bat. Now I make a refill for this, and all the pricing is everything will be in the email if you request it. But I make a refill that includes a separate little package of potassium bicarbonate and a vial of the other two liquids I talked about. And it comes in a little package like this, and it's half the price of the one with the sprayer. So I've got that, and then I've got the little 4-ounce bottles of super concentrate. That 4-ounce bottle of super concentrate will make 2 full gallons of this solution. And this stuff works phenomenally well. I've gotten a lot of people, a lot of feedback saying how well this worked, and a lot of repeat customers. So all you do with the little 4-ounce bottle is you take it, and it comes, in a dark bottle as well. That's I'll put a link to the video for those also, so you can see what it looks like. But it comes in a little 4-ounce bottle, and you shake it thoroughly, and you just dump it in a 1-gallon container. That's how I do it. And then you mix that and shake it, and it'll stay mixed. And then you can pour half of that 1-gallon container into another 1-gallon container and fill the rest up with plain clean water, and then you have the 2 full gallons. Or you can put it in a 32-ounce container and shake it up and do the same thing, and just make your addition of water equal to no more than 2 gallons for the whole 4 ounces. So that's how that works, and that one's a little more expensive than this, but like this one container here will last for 15 to 20 grows. So at least, and I'm being conservative with that. The 4-ounce container should last a long time, like 200 plus grows. And I think the price I've got on that is like $15 right now. So anyway, that'll conclude this video. I just wanted to give you some information about what's going on with the kits, the screens, and the antifungal. If you want to shoot me an email, please do, and ask about it further, or have any more questions, just let me know. This is an order I just finished, and it's going out tomorrow. Most of the time, the screens and antifungal orders are in a 10-inch long by 4-inch wide by 4-inch tall box. And this, like I said, this is an actual order. This is the sprayer with the antifungal already in it, and you can hopefully, let me carry it up to the window here. Yeah, you can see that there's some liquid in it. It's already got everything it needs in it, so all you got to do is add warm water. That is put in a bag in case for some reason this loosens and it leaks a little bit. This will help protect that, the box. And the screen, this is a few screens that have got 1/2 inch painter's tape around it, because it doesn't adhere to the screen, and it keeps it nice and in a small package here. And I've got little tabs that I make, so it's super easy to pull off. Now when you get this and take it off, the screens they'll have a curvature to it a little bit, because of course they were wrapped. They're real easy to get out. All you do is you just take an iron on the hottest setting, and you get a damp rag, and you put the damp rag over the screen, and you iron that screen, making sure not to keep the iron in the same spot too long, and then you move the wet rag a little bit further, damp rag, not wet, a little bit further along the screen. You do that and it'll just iron it really flat for you, which is perfect. So that is the two things that this person ordered. I put a little bit of paper on top of it like this, so that way when I seal it, if you take a knife and you go across it here, you're not going to cut into the screen or any of the packaging or anything else. That helps kind of ensure that that doesn't happen. Plus it gives it, once it's sealed, it doesn't bounce around as much. Not that it would hurt anything if it did. So that's generally how I package, and this one's going out tomorrow.
How long do we gotta stay?